Another one of those days. One of those days where I don't want to stop the music. It's so good. Just listen to this. Okay. Ooh. Hello, and welcome to another One Lion of Code. I am One Lion. That is... Oh, I can't read it from here. But anyway, you can see the song title down there somewhere. I'm playing this from Slipstream, which is a music service thing that provides royalty-free, DMCA-free music. And it's really good music. I have a curator who has picked these out, and they found some really amazing pieces. So anyway, welcome to the stream. Today is Monday. Hello, Amin. I saw you around on other people's streams hanging out. I hope you've been well. It's been a little bit since we've seen you making noise in here, but I hope you are doing amazing. We're just going to jump into it. I'd like to let you know that I am kind of on call. like I said, on Friday, we have that emergency release. And so I got the build and everything done. It is in test currently. We have a release candidate, and if that gets approved today, we will be releasing it as soon as possible, so we don't have the issue that was plaguing everyone, which is such an annoying thing. I kept thinking about it. It's been in the back of my mind, and I'm like, you know, I really do remember asking about XYZ when I was working on the splash screen. But I also don't remember if I was the only one. Sorry, I was getting pulled over there. Making changes to the splash screen. So the story goes that when you launch the application, or not when you launch it, well, yeah, let me say it that way. When you launch our application, you get a nice little splash screen while it's loading all of the background tasks, discovering your devices, finding out what all to display in the app, finding out whether we should be displaying the commercial view or the modern view, depending on if your machine is a commercial or consumer box. So anyway, that all happens with this nice little splash screen that keeps you entertained with this ping pong loader. Just goes back and forth. It's nice. However, our application also has, it creates a couple of scheduled tasks using Task Scheduler. And those scheduled tasks, which can be disabled in the app if you don't want them to run, are things like entire systems check that run on Tuesdays. Yeah, I think those are the Tuesday ones. And then other things that might run on Sunday, but they run in the background. And so what happened with this release is people are now seeing on Tuesdays and Sundays the splash screen for our application pop up and sit there for a while. And they're like, I didn't run that. Why is this popping up? So yeah, I'm sure you can imagine that is not a pleasant experience for a user. So we have an emergency release that will hopefully fix it fast enough that anyone who has downloaded and installed the latest release will not have uninstalled it and sworn off our product for the rest of eternity. That'd be sad. Anyway, I mean, it's like at this time I'm usually just getting off of work and have to take 1.5 hour train home. So are you off today? Is that what's going on? Or did you just get home earlier, or what's going on? Anyway, hi. While you're telling me, I will tell you what we have been doing lately, and that is working on the redesign for the Stream the application that we've been developing on Stream. I'll call it a Stream application, sure. So we've decided to play the role of a UI designer with some programming skills, apparently, who's been tasked with taking this fully developed app. I guess I'm going to call it fully developed. It could use some new features, but this fully developed app, and put a new face on it so that it looks more appealing, more modern, more up to date. And so we've been spending a lot of time in Figma coming up with these screens here, coming up with some graphics, trying to figure out what the full layout is going to be for the entire page content. And then I just got stuck because I'm good at roleplay, but coming up with this in my head and like trying to, what we were trying to do last time is decide what it would look like as you're scrolling through the content. And so I tried just visualizing it using Figma, but I can't use static screens to see it. I need to actually interact with it and see if it looks good, if it feels good. So what we started doing on Monday, because I didn't stream on Wednesday, and then Friday we did Community Day. So on Monday we started sketching out the page in Figma in CodePen. I know my words. And so we're just going to continue on styling this and making it look like this. So one thing that we're going to need is this background. I will put both in there just because I have some interesting thoughts on what we could do with a stacked background like this. I think it would still work with this. We're gonna see.
We don't need to print the internet.
No, we don't. Thank you for letting us know, Marcus Voice Coder. Marcus Voice Coder, everyone. If you have not caught one of his streams, I don't blame you. He doesn't stream often. But if you do get a chance, you gotta see the way that he codes his, or even plays games, whatever he happens to be streaming. It is really interesting to see, because I think not only should that be standard in what we do as developers, as far as creating a way for you to interact with whatever application without the use of hands, we should also make that just standard practice across the board, across the industry. Like they're trying to do it with AR, but like I need more than just voice control. Yeah, look at that. He's already talking about another technology he's going to be using, which is an eye tracking thing, and it's from Toby, it looks like. So being able to have multimodal, I don't know what the word is, but where you have a variety of input choices and then the user is able to interact with it the way that they're used to, or choose one of the new interaction types and then get used to that eventually. I don't like only voice being the other option, but things like eye tracking, yeah, definitely different types of inputs. But eye tracking, even like, we just need some kind of device, like if we're going to have wearables anyway, some kind of device that you can strap around your bicep or around your waist that can actually detect your intent and turn that into input of some way. We have AI that's powerful enough already to start making guesses, and then you can just train it as you're using it. But at this point, it's not just you need to put it in expected places in order for you to communicate your intent, your input intent for a device. You can put it anywhere. It could be blowing into a tube, which I've seen before. So the patterns that you use to blow into a tube, or it could be blinking. But that's expected. I mean, these things are expected. We can come up with more interesting and creative ways. Like, do you know how to move your ears? If so, would it be too much strain for you to use your ears as gestures to send your intent to the computer? Anyway, the trouble is, if you don't use an input device all the time, you never get used to it. True. But that's where hopefully AI could assist. Yeah. But anyway, here's a shout out for him. If you aren't following Marcus Voice Coder, there is your opportunity. Just hit the little heart button up there at the top of chat. And have we created any clips for you yet? Anything? Anything at all? Yes. What is it? No, why can't we hear you? What's in the box? Not exactly sure what the clip was of. I couldn't really hear anything, and it's too small of a window for me to really see, but yeah, anyway, just check him out. Awesome guy. But yes, hello, Napalm. You indeed were second. Amin was first with his let's go. So, okay, so we're gonna okay. Every time I, gosh, I'm doing it now. I'm overthinking Sudden Strike 2. Yeah, I definitely saw that it was a game, but I don't know what was happening. It looked like it crashed, or you were closing it, or something. Yeah, so I keep being too aware of the things that or not always. I start becoming too aware of the things that I'm saying and how I'm saying it. I know that it is beneficial to have a few ums and uhs and pauses and thinking moments as I speak. I try not to say and too often, but I know that it actually breaks up the content enough that it allows people to process. So when I start thinking about it too hard, I start saying and a lot, a lot more than I was saying it, which is getting hard. But the reason that I've been thinking about it more often is trying to get an LLM to go to my whichever YouTube video I tell it to go to, read the transcript, summarize it, give me timestamps. So as I was looking at it, I realized that I said a lot of, okay, all right, types of things. And those are just not very helpful. But okay is my activation word, so it's helpful to me. Okay, so another amazing streamer. So if you have not seen TBD Gamer, I actually know what Water Drink Water is about now because I not fully paid attention. I paid closer attention this morning. But here is a shout out for TBD Gamer. Give him a follow. He's a .NET developer. On Mondays and Tuesdays, he does a project called Water Drink Water, which is a stream community project, much like Financial Management Tracker is supposed to be, where you can contribute to it if you have ideas on it, but it's a water drinking tracker. So you drink water, you track it in the app, you say how many, at the moment it is in fluid ounces, but he has plans to add other units, you know, like in case you want to do it in, I don't know, feet of water, square meters, controversial units of measurements. Nice. Marcus said, I guess the transcript, you could remove all of those. Yeah, definitely. And it does a good job of summarizing the transcript. It's just, I'm now seeing the output of the auto transcript from YouTube. And it's like, do I really and just okay that often? And I interrupt myself so much. So I'll start saying something, I'll see someone say something interesting, and I'm like, ooh, I want to read that. And then I read it. And then even when I'm not reading other people's stuff, I'm just interrupting myself. But anyway, here's Water Drink Water. Here is the project page. Again, Mondays and Tuesdays on his stream, he talks about these. He does the actual pull request on stream, which is pretty awesome. But then on Wednesday through Friday, and sometimes weekends, he works on another project that is not open source, but you can see him doing the development on the stream of a project management type of system. So we have things like Azure DevOps and GitHub issues and stuff like that, but he's doing one that is more developer focused and gets rid of all of that overhead of here are some things that you really don't care about as a developer. So that's really cool to see. Let's see if we have any clips for you yet. TBD Gamer. Yes.
Everything fails again. We know why this fails. I deliberately did that. I need to throw if. So if and then if request dot read
unit testing. We were talking about unit testing earlier today in your stream. Nice.
Is no empty. Read. Throw you.
Aw. So I cut it off at 30 seconds or just under 30 seconds in case you happen to have DMCA music that I don't have rights to play on my stream. So I think the rule is if you play less than 30 seconds of the clip, you're okay. I don't know. I didn't do a lot of research on it, but hopefully that's valid. Okay, so there you go. Water Drink Water on Mondays and Tuesdays, and then the project management app on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, some weekends. Any streams from about 5 hours ago? Maybe 5.5. Do you start at 5 or 5:30? Or wait, is it 6:30 your time? Central time? Eastern time is what I said. So yeah, 5 a.m. Mountain time, UTC -6, 7 a.m. Eastern time, UTC -4. It's such a good streaming time though. I love co-working with you in the mornings. No GMT? I don't know GMT. Is GMT pretty much the same as UTC? Right, 11 a.m. GMT until this weekend, because this weekend is the weekend where you move your clocks forward. So wouldn't that mean 10 a.m. for them? I don't remember. I don't know how time works. Doing the time calculations in my head is really hard. Like, they move their clock forward by 1 hour, which means that everything to them that we do over here feels like 1 hour later. Yeah, you're right. I did it in my head. Stream time converter. Yes. Here, I got this. No, I don't, because I didn't log into my bot. Dang it. Thank you for the reminder. Hey, bot, you need to be listening to chat. Please. Make this easier on me. One lion, please. Time travel, what could be harder? You know what, though? Oh, that whole... Oh, I already forgot what the name of it is, but the paradox where if you are able to travel faster than the speed of light, then that causes a lot of time consistency issues. But when you think about it, does it really? The answer is yes. Yes, it does. Don Quixote. Okay, anyway, that's what I got. That's how I do the conversions to UTC. I'm like, I don't even want to put the offset in there because it changes depending on whether we're in daylight savings or standard time. And yeah, I'm just like, do the math yourself. Here's what time it is currently in UTC and what time it is, yeah, in UTC and what time it is in Mountain Time. I start streaming at 10:30. Do the math yourself. Nice. Ain't big enough for these kind of problems. I'm still working on what lunch might be. Oh. I just had a Pop-Tart for my third breakfast? I don't know. I drink my breakfast at 4:30, and then I have a cup of coffee, and then I have a second cup of coffee, and then do some exercise around 7:30, and then eat more breakfast at 8 o'clock, like an actual breakfast, cereal, toast, something. And then, are you a hobbit? And then my 11Zs, which will be in 10 minutes. Don't they have second breakfast? They have more than just second breakfast. I think a second breakfast is called brunch. What the? Have any of you seen Misfits? The first 2 seasons of it. I'm not going to condone what they did from 3rd season on. I think it was the 3rd season that I started like, Anyway, hello, Zoltra Lord. Okay. So we're gonna style this. I would like to today have the top bar spread out and have some placeholders with this, but have the top bar go across the top like so. Put this in the hero section to the left side, and then placeholder image on the right, and then first section. And the one that will be the most difficult for me to actually get through today is get this background, both of these backgrounds, and then have it toggleable. But both of these backgrounds set up in HTML and CSS, preferably, because I would like to do some animation on them too. Are the blue links invisible? Yeah, they are. That's why I said we're going to work on styling these. So this is what they should look like. So let's do some base styling. Let's start with buttons, just because that's pretty easy for me. Buttons. I meant bottoms. I was gonna leave it. So buttons in our app will have a default style of color. Oh, do I already have a color for my purples? I need to make my color chart stuff. Purple. Actually, not purple. We're gonna, oh man, I don't know how to theme this correctly. We're just gonna use our theme that we put here, and we're gonna call these purples 0 through 6. I can count. Shh, stop that. I heard that. You in the front. Why are you gonna sit in front if you're gonna whisper about me? That's just mean. So these are just going to be my different purple variations. Normally this would be in a separate file. So this would be like color. Actually, it would be more like color variables. Sass is where I would normally put this. And the reason that I like to use Sass variables for my colors is so that I can do mixing a little bit better. There's some cool techniques that you can do with Sass in order to blend colors or lighten and darken or add transparencies and stuff. Yes, I am aware I can't count. Thank you. Thank you again, person in front. You are not going to be teacher's pet if you keep that up. Oops. Oh, geez. Don't mind me. I'm just failing at this. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Am I even doing colors correctly anyway? I don't even have Visual Studio open. That's how much of a design stream we've been. I apologize for the blinding, but we will eventually be able to get that to go away. I kind of feel like I'm supposed to have curly braces or something for my variables. But I'm opening a project that'll tell me. This music, man. I'm not going to stop talking about it. No, I won't. You sit down and be quiet for the rest of class. Just stop. You're interrupting everyone else. So these are coming from Stream Slipstream. You can see down there. I can't see down there, straight across from me. The platform, which is Stream Element. I keep saying Stream Element, Slipstream. And the current song that's playing is from an artist known as Purple Cat, and that's who we have a lot of on this thing, because they know how to make music that I like, at least. I use Epidemic Sound. I may as well look at that. I went to look at some scripts this morning. I prefixed scripts with numbers for ordering 001, 001, 001. Counting is hard. Hello, Matt. Oh, I hope you're having a fantastic day today. We've been having fun so far, making fun of our counting abilities. No, it was under UI. Color variables. How do we do SAS? Yeah, it's just $sign then the color. So CodePen does not like color variables just being declared outside of curly braces. So it's not actual SAS. Because I don't even have a pre-process. How about now? Hello? Still no? Oh. Oops. I don't know which purple this is. Wait. I don't... man. Can you tell that I do this often? Hash $sign. Naming is hard. That's why AI should do it. True. I'm not going to argue with you on that. I'd gladly hand that over to AI to do. There we go. There we go. Okay, so one thing that I don't understand, maybe I do, is why... Oh gosh, I didn't finish. One thing at a time. I'm already getting ahead of myself and trying to go out of order. You're out of order. This whole damn chord is out of order. And hello, Deflux. 0, 1, 2. Oh. Too many. We're developers. We start counting from 0. And Peter's here too. Did I already say hi to you, Cheeky Trooper? I know you were talking earlier, but I don't think I actually greeted you. But hi. Hope you're having a great day too, Peter. Deflux. The accessibility of music provided by Heart. iHeartRadio? Are you doing a promo? So Peter says to TBD Gamer, that looks like my git commit log when I'm doing CI pipeline work. Whip 001, whip 002, whip 002, whip 004. Love it. That's my AI name for you, One Fun Line. You changed your name color, did you? It looks a little darker than usual. Unless it's just because Peter's name is so bright. TBD Gamer, Deflux, Fun One Line. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. Can I call you David? Do you just want to be called Vid? I've never heard the name David shortened to Vid. I've heard it shortened to Davisito. Salt is real. Your music provided by section. The color accessibility of it, purple and black, yes! So you can't actually see it if you have difficulty seeing those colors. Contrast. Low contrast like that. That is pretty terrible contrast. That's the song info. That's the background. How did I do this? What? Oh, no, that's the wrong thing. I need whatever this element is. Slipstream group. Attribution. Let's make you a little bit lighter so you're more contrasty, please. Oh. It's too small. Yeah, that's better. I get it now, though. Okay, thank you so much for being here, though, Cheeky Trooper. Keep being cheeky. Lion. 9 lions. Okay, so one thing that I haven't really understood that I was about to say before was I don't really get why. Oh, I've seen this often is what I'm trying to say. Redefining a Sass variable for the color white. And one of the main things that I can think of using this for is if your white is actually something like off-white. And then you want to do other kinds of mix-ins with your Sass variables. I don't think that I use them as much as I think I do, though. Like, I define them, and then I use them in root, and then I use my root custom CSS properties and everything else. So I don't even know why I would do that either. So maybe I should just get away from using Sass colors because I really don't think that I use them. It's all wizardry. I can barely keep track of code. Keeping track of CSS, Sass bars, etc. confuses me. Totally something that needs some getting used to. I still think that I'm using it wrong, so don't take my approach as the correct way, unless it actually is, in which case it's an accident, not on purpose. It's just what makes sense to me. Marcus says, my name can't be shortened. Gets lengthened to Marky Mark sometimes, which I absolutely hate. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna do what one line is doing. Oh, don't do that. Regardless if he says to not do what he says. You can do whatever you want. I will not tell you that you can't. I'm just saying. I'm strongly suggesting and urging. Don't. But you do you. Buttons. And then we're going to do. So the reason that I like using custom CSS properties, which by the way, I believe, again, another thing that I need to look up, I believe that is the correct term for what I've been calling CSS variables. And the reason that I use them is so that when I theme it, it's easier to just update the variables than to update the styles per theme. TBD Gamer says to Deflux, my actual brother showed up for my stream today. Where were you? Sleeping as usual, I bet. Nice. He's in the same time zone as you, isn't he? I woke up promptly to my alarm and then promptly went back to sleep. Oh, I need the Chocomilk from the anime name just left my head. I can say Honey and Clover. I did it. I remembered a thing. Okay, anyway, this is these are buttons. So this is going to be button primary, 4 color, which is going to be off-white, which I'm just calling white. And button primary back color, and this one's going to be the purple. Except which purple? Which purple are you? Excuse me. Purple 1. And now is purple 1. This one's purple 1. Okay, so I'm going to rename these to match those so I don't get lost. Like I said, we're developers. We start counting at 1. Button primary 4 color. So tell me, those of you that have an opinion and or just standard practice, how do you name your, and of course, if you have the availability to answer, you never have to respond to anything that I solicit. How do you name your custom CSS properties if you use them? Oh, I normally call this PG color. Actually, I'm typing it out up there. I live in CSS filth. I swim in CSS garbage, but I live a very happy life. Good, good. Whatever makes you most contented. I made it something long so it doesn't clash with my other CSS properties. Thank you for saying that, Deflux. I don't know if you're actually trying to be funny about it, but that is a good point. We don't want to clash with other custom CSS properties. So the standard practice, if I recall, now that Deflux is reminding me, is to have all of your custom CSS properties prefixed with something. And so we'll call this FIMT. For every single one of our properties is going to be FIMT. And hello, Thindle. Oh no, you're getting dumped on. Ouch. I hope your legs are okay. FIMT primary background color. Do I need to put? Yeah, I do need to put color because it is possible. Oof. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. I want to say hello to everyone that came in. Hello, amazing people. Oh my gosh, Dukasoft is here. Thindle is here. Let me do a quick shout out for Tyndall if Dukasoft hasn't already beat me to it. Tyndall. Another fantastic .NET developer streamer. Streams usually on Tuesdays. Give him a look. I'm not really sure of your actual starting time because it's in the middle of my day. Yeah. So 1.5 hours from now, tomorrow. Cool. So TVD Gamer said to Deflux, the chatter who cried wolf. When you say something, people don't know whether you're serious or not. It's also a me thing. I mean, it's true. It is true, but it's also a me thing. I'm a little socially inept. I blame myself. I just don't like blaming other people for that. Haven't made a CSS class in probably 6 years, though. Wow. Marcus says, I just say kebab and then some words. Oh, wait. How do you pronounce that one? Because that's not like kebab the food. That's kabab. Kebab. Sheeples. If I got the question right, I tried to name my, not the CSS classes, the CSS custom properties. I tried to name my class after what they are, not what they look like. Kebab case is like food. Is that actually what that's called? That's called kebab case. So the way that I am doing my custom CSS properties and my CSS variables, my CSS classes. And then to conversation going on between TBD Gamer and Cheeky Trooper. You use the BEM guidelines? I don't know what the BEM guidelines are. Then Deflex responded to TBD Gamer, said, you try and watch sheep at night. It's just difficult to see at night, and I'm easily scared. I don't think I caught that, though. You corrected your shield into sheep, which is cool, but I still don't think I understand what you meant. Come in as I'll work harder. Peter says, yeah, it's important to know all the naming conventions, every single one of them. Pascal, snake, kebab, screaming, camel, upper camel, lower camel. You forgot one. Hungarian. Best naming convention ever. Type underscore variable name. Duca case. Oh, okay, so you did miss more than one. My bad. Okay, which means that I need to finish finting all of these. You're doing what to them? I also don't like the, I mean, I like the 3D effect in general for buttons, but for our style, at least for the landing page, we may change this for our actual data entry pages, but for the landing page, all of our buttons look like this. No matter where they are, it's just whether they're larger or smaller. Yeah, and I'm assuming we're going to have some learn more links or some other places to get started. Register now, buy now. Although the whole point of this is to be a fully open source, and we're a fictional company, but a fully open source app that anyone can either go to the GitHub page, go to the releases, and download the installer for Mac, Linux, Windows, Android, whatever, or download the source code and compile it themselves and run it. So like TBD Gamer's project management one, it's still intended to be developed in the mindset of this is an actual product. In fact, he does hope that eventually he can get his to an actual product that people would want to use. So mine is for me, even if none of you buy now. Yes, exactly. So even if no one uses this, you know, screaming snake case is still a thing. And I'm okay with calling it Screaming Snake Case. Again, it's one of those funny ones. That could be a funny name, or it could be a for real name. What is this? What is this, Marcus? I forgot to ask. 1, 2, 3, all cap, 1, 2, 3, all down. 1, 2, 3, camel. 1, 2, 3, dotted. 1, 2, 3, dub string. Dub string. D under, double under. And then Pascal case is called hammer. Interesting. And then kebab. And packed is with the double semicolons. Padded is space on all sides. So are all of these from Talon? Oh, yes. Just read. These are the ones that I have in Talon. Man, that is a lot of stuff that you have to set up, though. How much of this did you have to manually set up? It was already done by the community. Oh, so good. So good. For a real name. So Peter said, yeah, I get afraid if I see a bash variable in a bash script and it's anything other than Screaming Case. Makes me nervous. Indicates too much comfort with bash scripting. But yeah, this is awesome. This is cool stuff. Okay, so anyway, what I'm trying to get at is I need a flat button. So I need to get rid of, kinda need to get rid of the border. So one thing that you should never get rid of is an outline, so that you know when an element is selected that should get an outline that is interactable. So I see that as something like, first of all, that's one thing that I used to do. Very first thing that I did as my styles was every link, every button, get rid of the underline, get rid of the outline on hover, or on, not on hover, on active. Because I don't want to have to style the outline color to match my stuff too. So let's just get rid of it. And I'm totally disrespecting all the people that use screen readers or use keyboard input in order to try to get to their interactables. Yeah, I was a jerk. I get it. I'm sorry. So now I'm telling more people about it. Don't get rid of outlines. Don't get rid of hover effects. There should be something that tells you what item you are hovering over as well, if it's interactable. So we're gonna keep all of those practices in mind while putting this together. That said, I'm going to get rid of the border, or I'm going to make the border transparent, because the border could still be used in sizing things, and there may be a point in time where we want this button to be a secondary button. And secondary buttons are usually just border outlines with the text inside. And so you want them to appear the same size, and you can do that by adding or keeping the border on all buttons, just making it transparent or not. Okay, and now we need some padding. Where are my buttons? Where my buttons is at? Oh yeah, okay. So the other naming thing is, instead of using dash color on these, or dash foreground dash color, another thing that I'm thinking is maybe we should use the actual property that we are intending to use this for. So in this case, we're intending to use this for button color, which is the foreground color for button. So it would assume it's for the color property. Same thing here. Instead of background color, we're going to do this for the background. That way we can do stuff like linear gradients if we wanted to, or any other effects that we want to put on the background itself. Oh, we got a dad joke from Dukebot. No matter how kind you are, German children are kinder. Grow up sounds boring. Thendel said, one thing you should never get rid of is your towel. What if I'm using a blanket instead? Can I drop the towel? I really like this blanket. It's really soft. Keeps my legs warm. You should use towel, says so in the guide. Uh-oh. But I'm gonna freeze. I don't want to freeze. It was crazy. There's only like a light powdering of snow outside, but just outside of our front door, there's like a massive wedge, is what I'll call it, wedge of snow hanging from the ceiling that looks like it's ready to fall. And so we have like a stair thingy that leads up to the front door. So if someone came up to that and it fell on them, I would feel really bad. It probably hurt too. And Thendel says it started snowing again today. Oh, Marcus said, also, you need 4 points of larger. I'll wait until 4 pints of lager. Teach me how to read, please. And then Dugasoft was saying to Thendel, you wish. Maybe there is no towel, and maybe I should just grow up now. And then Thendel said, grow up? Sounds boring. And that's funny, though. It's like whenever you say a thing, Dugasoft, and then you do a dad joke, you get a context-sensitive dad joke. Where you're talking about growing up age-wise, and then you get a joke about kids. That's a little too... whatever the word is that I can't think of. Coincidental. Words. You can have a blanket as long as you have a towel too. Okay, Dad. Yeah, there's a few other things that I want in here. So for my buttons, I would like them to be display flex and justify content, center, line items, center, and padding 1 character, let's say. So what this will do is if we, inside of our button, have an icon as well, then that icon will just be centered with the text and have a correct gap in between. And it'll look nice. We'll have some hover effects on it. We'll make sure... Why though did it get rid of my default cursor on button? I did not change that out. Because buttons don't get hover cursors. I knew that. Peter says, personal space heater that I point at my legs is the truest luxury. I think that might be a little too much for me though. I generate a lot of heat on my own. I just need to trap it inside of a blanket, for example. Peter said, real talk. I am a degenerate and I have a personal space heater. Oh, I missed this. I should have read this first. And I have a personal space heater like 1 foot away blowing at me. It's just mildly below perfect temperature right now. Personal space heater that I point at my legs is the truest luxury. Oh, it's just. Here's a joke from Twitter yesterday. Redis is no longer open source? I guess they gave up on their key values. Key values. I don't get it. No said I liked it. Dugasoft says, was there a key value open source? Of course. Do hovercrafts have a hover effect? Yes, they do. I wonder who wrote the on hover rule for it though, because that's some complex stuff. Bro, I didn't know that. Verb. Redis is a key value cache. Thank you, Thindle, for explaining. More dumb jokes. May thy mechanical keyboard chip and shatter. That one I don't get. Is it because those are terms used for the sounds it make? And I'm being honest about this one. I really don't get that one. But then again, you're not responsible for what I understand. It's a Dune reference. Does the software that starts a hovercraft's engine, apostrophe S, engine made like the Saturn? Whoa. Whoa. Thindle, you broke my brain. Does the software that starts a hovercraft's engine is the software that starts a hovercraft's engine made like a Saturn V software? The primary ignition routine was called Burn Baby Burn. Cool. I are no can English sense. I can't read. I struggle enough to read as it is. Ooh. I'm getting better though. Do we have rounded corners on these buttons, by the way? We do. So another one is button primary border radius 0.4 rems. Fimt button primary border radius. And so I don't anticipate overriding this with any of the other button styles like button secondary, button warning, button danger, all of those things. So I really should just call this button border radius, which I am going to do. And again, if I'm doing this wrong, if anyone does have actual input, informed input on what this should actually, how I should actually be using my custom CSS properties, then please let me know. I am open to advices and suggestions. What about the bootstrap outline effect? What is the bootstrap outline effect? But I don't want to just do me. I want to do something that will help me get better at doing UI design. I will do me until someone says that is incorrect. Here's my reference as to what you should be doing. Buttons, buttons, buttons. Okay. The outline effect looks like it is a 2. Oh yeah, outline radius. Okay. You are right, because the outline radius should match my button border radius. I'm already lost. Where is, oh, I'm in the browser tab. Okay. So we're going to put that on both the border radius and the outline radius. Is that a thing? So that they're both the same. And the question is, do I really want to change the thickness of it? Yeah, no. I think I broke the styles. It's not called outline radius. It's not called outline radius. I was actually talking about where the color disappears until you hover over it. Oh, there's even something like that. I'm not seeing that. So when it's active, it doesn't change color when you hover. When it's inactive, it does the color change transition, which we will do. Scroll down to outline buttons. Okay, and then, oh, this is different. This to me is called a secondary button. Oh, but it's not. It's not. Secondary to Bootstrap is a color scheme. I don't want to be too different than an industry standard like Bootstrap. That's tough for me, because this to me looks like muted. I would call this muted. And then second, so this would be my primary button. These would be my secondary buttons. These outline buttons that we just saw are my secondary. And then one more type called ghost button, which are the kinds that don't have an outline or a background color, which they call button links. Some people don't like the colors to be in their face. Yeah, true. Very much true. Mine are the actual usages, and that's why I call them primary, secondary, and ghost. I keep trying to go to Visual Studio. I want to write code. Are you actually, what is it called though? CSS outline radius. There is no such thing as outline radius. What's going on, Dukasoft? I mean, thank you for doing that for Max. Hello, Max. I mean, hello, Violet Dragon. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Great and wonderful day. Ooh, that one's going to be a little bit tougher. I like the one that is sitting directly on top and then you just have a big feather. 1 pix isn't that big of a feather though. So there is no such thing as outline radius. And so what we should use then is box shadow. We will have to look at that closely. I want to make the right decision on it. Is it just a hover property? It's a hover and active property. Or wait, sorry, outlines are active properties. The color going away, the background color disappearing on these outline buttons is a hover effect. So we will, oh my goodness, Visual Studio, stop it. It's calling my name. So we'll change this. I'm going to create a little note for myself that is called outline. So right now, what does the outline look like? And in fact, why is my button no longer a button? Hello? That was really weird. Yeah, you can see. Oh man, that sucks. Because I am using a transparent border, it is actually giving me a gap between the button and the outline. Man. So here's what I'm going to do then. And not secondary border none. Come on, this button is not secondary. Apply this. Yeah. Wait, save. Control F5. Why do you still have a border? Dear sir or madam? Whoa. Okay, hold on. Let me let me read this. That is a lot. Let's start here. Everything needs to start with Duca, obviously. Doing reference joke, I think is where we left off. Yeah, Thindle's statement. Iron Oak in English, same. Call that function start big rocket. If you press Alt, you can get AI to change it. You're an edge anyway. I already moved too far, so I'm not exactly sure which thing that was about. I have a color warning. We're getting there. We're getting there. And then use that in your warning message class. Except that I do kebab case classes. You are not going to get me to use camel case class names. The standard really is kebab case for class names, camel case for IDs. That one, unless you can show me that there is support for not using kebab case, kebab styling, then I'm going to keep using kebab styling. Okay, should you support what about the bootstrap outline effect? Should you support that? Yes, and we will. Absolutely, that's what I would do. You do you. Everything needs to start with Duca. But yeah, my wording was bad. Totally okay. Button outline danger. I worded it like you do this or it gets the hose again, which wasn't my intent. I didn't take it that way this time. I have before, but I don't think I did this time. So that one, that just points to it was on me the whole time. I was actually talking about where the color disappears until you hover over it. Yeah, and we'll do that. So I'll show you the easy way that I want to do that as soon as I get these styles to apply and catch up on chat. Scroll down to the outline button. Some people don't like the colors in their face. True. What's up? This is Violet Dragon. I am is how he's doing. Optimist, the glass is half full. Pessimist, the glass is half empty. Excel, the glass is January 2nd, 1900. I love it. My favorite is optimist, the glass is half full. Pessimist, the glass is half empty. Realist, guys, I think this is piss. I love that one. Copper Beardy is here. Hello, Copper Beardy. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Definitely give Copper Beardy a follow if you aren't already following. Check out his streams. Do you have a stream schedule that you want to share with us? And Rob Lang is here. Okay, so Violet Dragon says, I have a funny story to tell. I have 2-week holiday. I played Fortnite and I noticed my FPS were bad even though I have a 3070 and I had FPS struggles. However, I watched some YouTube and I only did that, whatever that is, and my CPU was on 100%. As far as you only had YouTube playing and your CPU is at 100%. There was nothing else going. Got it. I looked in Task Manager and there was an app that uses 80% CPU. I Googled its name. Second result was name. It's nothing else than a Bitcoin miner. End of the deleted. Oh, then I deleted the virus, searched for viruses through an antivirus program, found another, and just reset my PC. Now my FPS is fine. How did you get a Bitminer on your computer? And now I can become a Fortnite esporter. I'm here, not right at the end. Awesome. Nice to see you, Rob Lang. Shout out for you too. Unless I missed that one. I did? I did. We got to Duke us off. Oh no, we just got to wait until Copperbeardy's time's out. How am I? Down but not out. Aw, tell us about it. We're here for you. Remember, Fortnite saved my PC. Nice. Peter said to Violet Dragon, the presence of a bad program would make me never trust the machine again. Good luck and never log into anything on that PC. Assume keylogger is active. Cleanse it with fire. Nice. I've deleted all in Windows, resetting. Do you know if there was a boot sector virus in there? Maybe. That will install itself onto your main system after you restart. Remember, I mean it that way. Yes. Oh, I never mean it that way. Yes, 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 yes. I will assume that for you from now on. That will be my template to go to. And Juan Van is here. Man, so many amazing people showing up today. You're all so cool. Thank you so much for being here. If my nephew doesn't have 350 plus FPS, he's being held back by his hardware. At least if you listen to him. I'm going to use that excuse from now on. No logo boot malware. Okay, we should be able to do this shout out. You do stream, right? You're a streamer. You're a streamer. I've been to your stream before. I'm not following. Nobody saw that. How am I not following you? You've been on Irish John's stream. You've been on this stream. Because you don't stream. I'm still going to follow you. Does that creep you out? Does it creep you out when you're not a streamer and people start following you? Everyone start following Rob Lang Dev. Maybe he'll stream. Anyway. Hello, Foolish Snubble. I told you all the amazing people are just coming out of the woodworks. I will be held back from now on, it seems. Okay, I'm gonna go now to the front in hell let loose. See ya. Hopefully not at any front. I hope to not be at any front either, but I hope you have fun. Thank you so much for stopping by, saying hello. I have a follower, says one. Wait, did I click on your... No, I definitely clicked on Rob Lang.
Let's go.
Let's go indeed. I would love to stream, however. My house is small and my children are hooligans. Stream anyway, says Stendhal. If he can stream with a cat, you can stream with children. Not the same. You're welcome for the shout out. You definitely don't have to feel pressured to stream. Just stream someday. It'll be fine. I kid. Okay, so I was talking about this flippin' border that is transparent that is somehow still showing up. So let's take a quick look in DevTools, which is way over here. See what's going on with this button. Border none. We definitely have no border. So why, when this thing is active, focus, this thing has the, wait, there, focus visible. Does it look like oh my goodness, I didn't go high enough. Yeah, it's because of this, the thing that I was trying to fix, which is the radius. So no border, no margin. That's working the way it's supposed to. We'll definitely fix that. Copperbeard said, apparently I am going to be a grandfather again in September. Congratulations. But it kind of sounds like you're not wanting to be a grandfather again. Mark Miller has like 5 or 7 walking and crawling whirlwinds, and it still works. But it doesn't work for everyone. Nice one, Kappa. Congrats. Okay, so I'm gonna look for a bit. Gotta crash a site. Do your best. Get 100 on your test, and I need 110% concentration, so no audio. I get that way. I understand. Do you? The last one turned half my beard white. This one will make a full white beardy. Oh no. Oh no. It's okay. Just wrap it in, I don't know, something that rusts. Wrap your beard in a rusty metal pipe and just let it sit for about 10 weeks and it'll be forever falling off. That's a terrible idea. Okay, so, and secondary. Right. Okay. We're going to get to this. We're going to get through this. It's going to be great. You're going to love this. It's going to be well organized. We're going to ignore the fact that there's this small gap around the button and the between the button and the outline. It's intentional. Well organized. By the time I'm a grandfather, my beard will already be white. By the time I am a grandfather, I will have probably been living another life, which probably already happened anyway. And is happening. And will happen. Okay. So when we're secondary, I'm going to go ahead and put a secondary button next to our call to action button here. Just so we can see it. Oh my gosh. If I can type. I don't think I can though. And yes, I am putting a manual break. What? Okay, so secondary is going to have a border that is var font button primary background, a background that is transparent. And the reason it's going to be transparent is for the reasons that Marcus was pointing out. I do like this design where the background color will fade in on hover. So we will take a note from Bootstrap. Cool. Oh, right. And one more thing. I really want cursor, primary, pointer for all of my buttons. Thank you. And remember the font color. Font color is going to be a big one too. Absolutely. Right. Border is going to be 1 pic solid. Because this is the entire border property, not just border. Color going to be var font button primary background. Ooh, that's going to be tough. So we definitely want to make sure that we get our font weight to bold. That'll help with readability a little, but this color is not good for a secondary button. So we're going to go ahead and create custom CSS properties specific to secondary. For the foreground color and border color. And we may as well. So we're going to want that to be lighter. Wow, that's going to be hard. You really are just regular font weight. Interesting. It's a tough one. I keep trying to alt tab as per usual. So definitely like this. Not liking this, obviously. Man, do I want to use a lighter purple? I wish I had the color thingy in CodePen, like you do in Visual Studio. Let's see what happens if we use color 4, purple 4. Secondary. Okay, so I do like it better. Let's give it a little bit more breathing room. So buttons in general will have a padding. Where did this come from? I don't remember putting a padding. That was supposed to be gap. Padding is going to be something like... Well, one character was too small. What does one rem look like? Massive. Q. If lighter equals match, then dad joke. Man, that's still really dark. Like, would we fail the contrast test? and border color. Wonder if you could do something fancy in CSS where it looks at the background color. Yes, and if you feel like it. Well, okay. So that's still going to be an issue because we will have the different statuses of the buttons where they are going to be, the outline is going to be the same color as the inner color. Button border width. I think I called it. Oh, crap. Secondary. Give me a second and I will respond to you. Because it is a thought. It's a good thought too. Okay. Okay. Button padding. Man, I'm even forgetting that I'm using a prefix. Okay, so FMT button padding, border width, border style. I'm pretty sure this is really hard without IntelliSense. And yep, mixed blend mode. I was gonna tell you that, but yeah, we'll get there. There is a thing that does that we wouldn't want because it would violate our color scheme. It would work very well for high contrast and places where we don't care about the text. Another one would be another mix mode called add. Anyway, we'll get there. Border color. I got it. Okay, so what this should do is if we light these two buttons on top of each other, they would be exactly the same dimensions on the border bounding box. And that works great for hover effects, is what I'm trying to get to. So when we do the hover effect, we can definitely do the mix blend mode. Oh, definitely. And this is actually the article that I used when I was learning about this, about mixed blend mode, because I use it in main product that I work on for, what do we use that for? Battery, our battery status indicator. And our tests. So our tests also have a progress, a percentage progress that is a horizontal progress bar that shows the percentage inside of it. And so I do this. But one thing at a time. One thing at a time. So this is pretty good for our default buttons. I'm still not convinced that this is a good enough contrast. You know what else might be able to tell us? The accessibility. doesn't this thing give us the... Yeah, here it is. Contrast ratio is 1.66. Do you show anywhere else? Because it would be nice to be able to hover over that. So you can see there, right underneath the accessibility line, that it says contrast is 1.66, and it has a circle with an exclamation point saying that sucks. You need to work on that. What about this? Are we good here? 14.16 is great. All right, Rob Lang, thank you so much for stopping by and saying hi. One day we will get back to dev work. We're going to implement this UI in Blazor, and it's going to be fantastic. So how do we improve this? There are two major ways of improving contrast. One is text size or weight, and the other one is color contrast. And I think really for us, the only option we have is to boost the contrast somehow. Man, it doesn't really make sense. Like, I guess one thing we could do is change the border width to something bigger. So we know that there's a button there now. We can tell even if it's lower contrast. However, we still can't really tell what the word is inside of it. And we even have font weight bold. And then font weight 800 just looks ugly. So I think bold is 600, if I recall correctly. Oh, maybe it's based on the font itself. But I think default is 600 for bold. So I don't think that's going to work. I think we're going to have to revisit the secondary button. What if we change the background to our off-white color? That's border. And why didn't my border update? That's border style. Font weight 9,000 important. Yes. Secondary color. This is the one that we meant. Oh, and I don't like that either. And we just start getting pink. Not that pink is a bad color, it's just not on brand. Oops. I mean, it boosted us to 2.3 contrast, but that's terrible. So if we went all the way to our purple 6, then we would definitely have a good enough contrast. But now it's starting to look a little sultry. What are we getting started, Winku? No, hover over it to see what the contrast is. 7.34. Dang. The other thing that we could try is leaving this on 4. Wait, what is... Oh yeah, and then the border looks more contrasty because we made it thicker, which makes sense. But what would happen if on secondary... Oh yeah, okay. Check this out. This was the other thing that I wanted to get to before I forgot about it. If we did and hover... Oh, and not hover. And we made the background transparent for that. And then we made the background button primary background. It'll just, what we're essentially doing is we're making it look like a primary button on hover. So just like these. Just not the primary hover color, just the regular primary color. And so color would be FMT button primary color. And then not hover would be secondary color. Wait, secondary color for not hover. Which, why not just do it the other way around? CPU transparent background. I was thinking that there was some issue that I had before when I set the background transparent on the main style and then on hover made it not transparent. But I think I am mistaken. Do 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 do. And then we will also change the border color to primary border color. I mean primary background. And to get that nice hover effect, so that it's not just blasting you in the face, we're going to add a transition. We'll do all since we're not changing its size or anything like that. We'll make it take 0.2 seconds. So 200 milliseconds should be enough for our eyeballs to adjust. And we'll do ease in. And then I think we also need to put it on the hover so that when it transitions back, well, outline pink. Is that too slow? That looks way too slow. Maybe it's ease in. Maybe I just need this to be linear. Okay, so that should accomplish the effect that Marcus pointed us to. This could be a place where we use the blend mode, or the mixed blend mode. So let's go back to that article that Dukasoft gave us. Question is, does the background value no. It just needs to be the opposite of the background. So their background is 25500, which was easy for them to calculate the opposite of. And our background is transparent. But then our background turns that purplish color when we hover. So What does that mean? And why is it text after? Yeah, I think I'm just going to manually do the color change. It would be nice to figure that out, but I don't think it's a worthwhile way to keep it. So imagine, if you will, a div that exists immediately after this element. That would be your pseudo element : after. Although, were they using the pseudo selector? Because that's different. They're using the pseudo selector. They're actually called pseudo class and pseudo element. What do you call corn that joins the army? Colonel. Thank you, Dukabot. Napalm said, sorry guys, too hard to write documentation and listen at the same time. Thankfully, I'm done. You do not have to apologize for it. I'm glad that you feel sorry for it. I don't know that I'm glad for it. I appreciate your consideration, but I understand that all of you have things that you do. You might be multitasking, might not even be able to pay attention, but your spirit is here. So thank you. Thank you all so much. Did you see sudo for Windows? Yes, I know. I pronounce it sudo because it's super user do. But I believe most people pronounce that as sudo. But yes, I did see that. I did see that. Yeah, Napalm says it's pseudo, and he's telling me that I'm saying it wrong. And I'm telling you, I'm saying it the way that I say it, and you don't have to agree with it. Like I say GIF, and I don't make fun of you for saying GIF. Ooh, what? Anyway, there is there is a difference between using the colon name and then the colon name, and I don't remember what they are. And one of them selects an imaginary element, essentially, or part of, according to this, a part of the element that you want to target. And so the after just means target the space that happens immediately after your element, and then a before is target the space that happens immediately before. I still pronounce it GIF. Nice. Sudo make me a sandwich. This does not work with one's wife, by the way. I don't know. I wouldn't say everyone's. It's also GIF with a hard G because... Anyway, pronounce it how you want. I will tell you that I will continue pronouncing it GIF and Jason and sudo. And I don't care if it shames me. Okay, we're good though. This is behaving the way that we're wanting. I don't like that I need to change the border color. So instead, we're going to keep using secondary. Dang it. Which means we don't need to change this, and we keep that the same, and we make color primary color. Hallro. That's where I'm from. Sudo make coffee. Does not work with wife. 1.0. Please fix. It's not pronounced Jeff, it's pronounced Jeff. Yeah, I like this better because it doesn't change the border color. Although, what would happen if I kept it the way that I had it? Actually, before I do that, let me just copy this. All right, I kept it the way that I had it before. And then I told it to transition everything but the border. So we're gonna do, oh man, does that mean I have to do them one at a time? Border color. Background color. Oops. No colons. Where are these colons coming from? Before Yaaay. Does it still feel kind of... There's just something odd about it that you can feel. I don't know what it is. Oh, yeah, I do. It said I didn't apply this down here either. Wait, and now it's not applying the transition to any of them. Commas. You use commas when you do this. Comma, 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 comma. Hey, a shout out for Sedlix. Thank you so much for doing that. He is currently live. He is a streaming away. One of the people that I am lurking on their channel. Him and Muniz and Ravier. And that's all that I'm currently lurking on. Interesting. It's still not applying my transitions. And border color. Border color. Oh, somebody help me. There we go. Okay, does that still feel odd with the border color changing slightly? It kind of does. Man. It could be. I know that it's said in the mask. Somebody stop me. I was just asking for someone to help me. Having trouble reading and keeping track of things. So if we want to keep better, it's not great, but if we want to keep better contrast, then I need to change the border color and everything to this lighter purple color. But if I want this to work the way that I am intending, then I actually want this to be the same background color and forecolor. So that we don't get the weird sudden shift. But wait, the background, the border color should not be changing. Oh, it's because I'm using primary here, right? And then when I did it this way, oh, which is down here. Thank you for doing a shout out for me on his channel too. Napalm codes. Hell. Hello, even. Thank you, Foolish Snapple. Would you want the caption to stay the same so it's more visible? I mean, like Bootstrap does it, and they do it great. They do a great job at it. So for their outline, they have the button caption being the same color as the border. And then invert or make it white for all of them. No, make it contrasty for all of them. On hover. And I mean, that's kind of what we're mimicking here. What I'm trying to mimicking. And yeah, I think the thing that's happening here is my transition also not applying. So we're going to go with the original that we had for hover. Yeah, because that just feels like it transitions better. And I guess if we did something more like this too, where our primary button, hover, had the lighter background color, which was 4, I believe. Yeah, then it wouldn't look so weird because then they both look the same when they're hovered. Okay, so I need to take this transition, moves you up here. Oh, which is going to be this transition anyway. Yeah, I guess because using white, they're using white as their background. Yep. So, I mean, this is okay-ish for now. I do want to keep an eye on this though, for wherever we happen to use secondary buttons. I just don't really plan on using very... I do, actually. What would happen if... Oh, shut up, phone. Nobody asked you. What would happen if our getting started button up here... Don't move. Our getting started button up here was secondary. Yeah, and this is like Bootstrap secondary. And I don't have a hover background none on it. Let's just look at it though, see what happens. If we detach, this is the actual primary one. Detach. This button, detach. Okay, so what do you look like with a stroke of button primary background? A text color of button primary background and a fill of nothing. You look terrible. Thank you for playing. Stroke. Yeah, this would be terrible, especially in this top corner, because now we have a background that has a gradient on it that fades to dark. So it's going to be even harder to contrast that. Yeah, that's terrible. So if I were to use it somewhere like here, which would be a place that I use a secondary button so that, like Marcus said before, it's not just all the colors in your face, I would most likely make this white anyway, now that I think of it. Yeah, I don't know, I would do that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that as a thought. We're gonna keep that there for now. But that's the end of my stream. That's time already, man. I was actually having a lot of fun with this today. We made a lot of progress on styling the buttons, and that's about it. But we're going to move on past the secondary button styling. And what we're going to do in the next stream is to format the header so that we have the title with the placeholder icon on the left, space, link icons, and the getting started button up at the top right. And I may as well take this getting started button here and move it up there because I did like that idea. And I will put it as a list item. And then this is going to be our nav ul call to action. And then this is where we're going to update the color and border color. So I would probably do something like button secondary border color. You know what? I'm just going to do it now. This one. I hope I typed it correctly. It did type it correctly. Why isn't it applying? Oh, it did. It applied. And then color. Yeah, I do it like this. One of the joys of having CSS variables, the CSS custom properties. The issue with doing it this way is now I'm not taking into consideration applying dark themes, applying themes. So I don't want to overwrite the theme like this. So just kidding. We're not going to do it that way. Anyway, that's it for now. We're going to go and enjoy more of our friend's streams. Thank you so much for being here, Thindal. I will also be lurking on BitGamey as well, who I also love to lurk on. So we do have quite a few choices. The people that I'm the people that I am currently lurking on within my multi-stream are Settlex, Muniz, BitGamey, and Ravier. Do you have a preference? Yaaay, maybe. And thank you so much for being here, TBD Gamer. Hell means luck in Norwegian. Nice. Oh man, I also missed a whole bunch of chat because I was too busy trying to get this last thing. I'm a bit worried. I went to crash the site and it didn't crash. I thought it'd crash and burn and induce panic, at least for a little bit. Nope, just worked. I'm skeptical. Dukasov says, nothing just works. And then Napalm said, somebody stop me. Was that a mask reference? Yeah. And then would you want the caption, color, hell, hello even? Haha, yes, fire, arrows, hell. Hello, foolish Nebel. Yes, I guess because they're using white background. Hell means luck in Norwegian. Abadus made it, or Abadus, or Abadaus, or I say Abadus. Hey, I made it before the end of the stream. Sudo shut up phone. That's what I said. Then it'll bid me night. See ya. Oh yeah, I will be posting the VOD to YouTube no sooner, well, whenever I post it. I don't have to wait 24 hours anymore. Anyway, kind of looks like we do not have a preference for who we raid. Going once, going twice. I'm just going to raid the one that is easier for me to raid because he understands that I have my post-stream stuff that I just run out to. So we're going to raid BitGamey. I mean, we're going to exclamation point raid BitGamey. BitGamey. If you feel like hanging out with me over there, he's working on a game called Homeward Hound, which is about a dog that gets separated from his people and needs to make his way home. I am not actively lurking on Bold Bearded Builder at the moment. I only have 4 slots on my multi-stream that I allow myself because otherwise, yeah, as if watching 4 streams at the same time and trying to do my daily work job isn't distracting. 5 is just too many. 5 is one too many, and I would get an extreme panic attack now. I usually have the streams turned down so I can't really hear it anyway. Only one person at a time is who I can hear. So I'm just going with who I'm most comfortable with, and that's BitGamey. He's such an amazing guy. I want to support him. Anyway, we'll be back on. Whoa, I have words. I will be back again on Wednesday, and we will do some more of the UI sketching, and we'll hopefully get the navigation bar, the top bar, formatted, and maybe the hero section formatted. Now that we're done styling the buttons. Okay, if I see you then, awesome. If not, I hope you have an enjoyable time until the next time I see you. Ciao.